Welcome to the following presentation of the World Football League on Replay Sports Channel. Good evening, everyone. As you know, the new season getting ready to start, and in my hands here, I have the new schedule for the 2022 WFL season. The road to San Antonio begins here as we take a look at the new schedule. So before we begin the schedule, a little bit of a recap of what happened in the offseason. As you remember, or may not have remembered, the Oakland Invaders have moved. They've relocated to Berlin, so they are now known as the Berlin Thunder. So this led the league to doing some division realignment. So the Berlin Thunder now are part of the Metropolitan Division. They join London, New York, Philadelphia, and Toronto. This means Washington moves to the Southern Division. They'll join Memphis, who also moved there as well, joining Birmingham, Orlando, and Tampa Bay. Western Conference, Houston moves there to join Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis, and San Antonio. And Denver moves to the Pacific Division, joining Arizona, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and Mexico City. Got it? Good. All right, so traditionally in the WFL, the defending champions get to open the season, the curtain riser, if you will, on a brand new season. So the Toronto Hitmen, following tradition, will open the season September 8th against the Berlin Thunder. Yes, formerly the Oakland Invaders, the team they defeated in the Pantheon Bowl last season. That'll be the home opener for us here on the Replay Sports Channel. And then we end the week with another great matchup, the Las Vegas Outlaws at the Orlando Apollos. This will be Devontae Adams' first visit back to his old team. Remember, in the offseason, he went to free agency and took his talents out to Las Vegas. So those are some of the other games that we have coming up in Week 1. Memphis at Birmingham, which we've kind of nicknamed the border battle on I-65. That'll be an interesting matchup to check out as well. London will get it started off for us early Sunday morning as the now London Knights without Russell Wilson and Tyreek Hill take on the St. Louis Stars. So that's just a preview of Week 1. And again, the big games, we start off with Berlin and Toronto in our Thursday night kickoff. And then Las Vegas at Orlando will finish off Week 1. Now, just to let you know, those of you not familiar with the league, WFL, we have a 14-week regular season, weeks 1 through 7. The last game of the week is a Monday night game. And then we do Sunday night football on weeks 8 through 14. We use a flexible schedule, which means the league picks the game that they think will be most entertaining on weeks 8 through 14. So pretty much weeks 1 through 7, it's pretty much fixed as far as, I mean, who's going to play in that sense. Now, in addition to putting together a schedule every year, the league also tries to make it to where they play every team as much as possible. So divisions are rotated. In addition to playing the teams in their own division twice, WFL teams will play teams from other divisions, and these division rotations are moved around. So every 3 years, you obviously will get to see every team in the league. So this season, Metropolitan Division will be playing Central Division teams. Southern Division teams will be playing Pacific Division teams. We get a little bit of a look at that. Open up Week 2 with the Battle of Europe. London at Berlin, and then you get a couple of examples of that outer conference or outer division schedule. San Antonio at Philadelphia, Los Angeles at Washington, and then we close the week out, Week 2, with Chicago at Detroit. Now, if you watched my first attempt at trying to do this video, this is where it cut out. So fingers crossed we get to move into Week 3. There we go. Week 3 is going to be like a rivalry week. This is going to be a very interesting week. We get to see some players take on their former teams. And then Denver at Memphis. Lamar Jackson, who left Denver, went to Memphis because of the Deshaun Watson situation. He'll be playing against his former team in that game. The war on I-4, Tampa Bay at Orlando renews in that game in the Sunshine State. And then we cap off Week 3 with which should be a very intriguing matchup. Russell Wilson faces his former team, London at New York, in the Week 3 nightcap. Week 4, some other good games coming up for you there. We've got Border War, Toronto at Detroit, and then our first version of West War, Las Vegas at Los Angeles. Should be a good game there. Moving forward into week 5, that's Canadian Thanksgiving, by the way, if you don't know that. So London at Toronto will be the Canadian Thanksgiving game. By the way, Hitmen swept the Knights last season in 2021. They beat them both times in the regular season to help pave the way for their Metropolitan Division run. We get the battle for Texas, San Antonio at Houston, and then the duel in the desert, Arizona at Las Vegas. We approach week 6, and an intriguing matchup to end week 6, Detroit at Philadelphia. Again, some more of those cross-divisional outer conference matchups that you see there, really heavily populated as we get into week 6. And then finally, week 7, a rematch of the 2021 Eastern Divisional Playoff, where Tampa Bay was just annihilated by Toronto, so they get to go back to BMO Field to try to get a little bit of revenge there. So that's as we go through the first half of the season. Again, week 8, as we get into late October, that'll be flexible schedule. So any one of these games, with the exception of the games in Europe, of course, London, Berlin, they don't get a chance to host a Monday night game. Our Sunday night game could possibly be selected for Sunday night football. So looking at some possibilities here, Tampa Bay at Denver might be a good one, Orlando at Mexico City, Birmingham at Los Angeles. All those might be some good examples of games that might be selected by the league for that. Moving into week 9, again, flex schedule will be here. Denver at Los Angeles, a good Pacific Division battle. Orlando at Birmingham might be one that could get selected there, and Houston at San Antonio. Moving into week 10, Berlin and London, another European team face off there. Toronto at New York will be a good one. And then, again, some more divisional battles as we race toward the end of the regular season. Week 11 features New York at London. That'll be Russell Wilson's first visit back to London since leaving them in free agency. And, of course, the war on I-4. This time it'll be in Tampa. That one could possibly be a Sunday night game battle for Southern Division. And of course, Thanksgiving. What's football without Thanksgiving? We have a triple header for you on Thanksgiving Day. We start off the day San Antonio at St. Louis. San Antonio looking to rebound from their worst season in franchise history. They went 1-13 last season. They had the number 1 pick. They picked up Alabama quarterback Mac Jones, projected to be a starter. As the season gets underway here. So they will be playing at St. Louis. The second game of our Thanksgiving Day triple header will be Birmingham at Detroit, and of course the nightcap Chicago at Houston. Then you have the balance of the games on Sunday. Some other good ones there for potential Sunday night game there. Then week 13, the penultimate week, if I can say that correctly, kind of rounding out some of the outer division games there. Get those underway, and then of course week 14 we always try to have that week in the season in a divisional game. So pretty much all of those games, with the exception of a couple, will be divisional games. Where like we went into this past season, 3 out of the four divisions were on the line. To win the division came down to a week 14, and that typically is what happens there. And of course, playoffs, we do the wild card round. Divisional round will take place over Christmas weekend, then the conference championships, and of course, Pantheon Bowl 21 will be at the Alamo Dome this year in San Antonio for the league championship game. Keep informed about the WFL. We have our own Facebook page, WFL Nation. That's how you can follow us there. And then, of course, you're here on the Replay Sports channel. We also have a Facebook page devoted to all things Replay Sports channel for that. And, of course, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you again for dealing with the technical issues of earlier. You've been watching this feature presentation of the World Football League on the Replay Sports channel. Football season's here. Time to strap it up and get ready to play. Have a great night.